Hey everyone, ready to take a trip back in time with me?
Always up for a little time travel, especially when it involves video games.
Right. Today we're going deep on some classic games from the year 2000.
Wow, 2000. That's like ancient history in the gaming world.
Yeah, 25 years is a long time. But you know what?
What?
Some of these games are still totally worth playing, even in 2025.
You're telling me some things just never get old.
Exactly. It's like they captured some kind of magic formula for fun.
It's true. I think back then developers were really focused on solid gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, they had to be creative. They didn't have all the fancy graphics and processing power we have now.
They had to make the most of what they had, and I think it really shows in these classic games.
All right, so let's dive in. First up, we've got Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows of Am.
Oh man, a classic RPG. This one takes you straight into the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, you're talking magic, monsters, epic quests, the whole deal.
And the story. It's so well written and engaging. You really feel like you're part of this huge living world.
I remember sinking hours into this game, creating my character, building my party, exploring every nook and cranny.
And the choices you make actually matter. It's not just a linear story. You can really shape your destiny.
Okay, but be honest, do the graphics hold up? I mean, it's 25 years old.
Sure, they're a little dated, but honestly, once you get into the gameplay, you kind of forget about the graphics.
Is that engaging, huh?
Totally. And the combat system is still really satisfying. It's turn-based, so you have to think strategically.
I can see how that would still appeal to people today. There's something about turn-based combat that makes you really think.
Absolutely. It's not just about reflexes, it's about planning and outsmarting your enemies.
All right, let's switch gears completely. Next up, we have Banjo-Tooie.
Now we're talking. This is a 3D platformer at its finest.
It's so bright and colorful, and the characters are just so charming.
Yeah, Banjo and Kazooie are a classic duo, and the worlds you explore are just huge.
So many secrets to uncover, so many jiggies to collect. It's like one giant treasure hunt.
Banjo-Tooie is a great example of what's often called a collectathon platformer.
You know, I gotta be honest, those kinds of games can be a little overwhelming for me sometimes.
Oh, I know what you mean. But Banjo-Tooie does a really good job of making it feel rewarding.
Like you're not just collecting for the sake of collecting.
Exactly. Each Jiggy you find unlocks new areas or abilities, so it feels like you're constantly progressing.
Okay, that makes sense. It's all about that sense of accomplishment.
And let's not forget the soundtrack. It's so catchy and upbeat.
It's the kind of music that just makes you want to jump and run around.
Exactly. Okay, are you ready to trade in those platforming shoes for a skateboard?
Heck yeah, bring on the 90s. Let's talk Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
This game was a cultural phenomenon. I mean, it practically defined the skateboarding genre.
Everyone was playing it.
Yeah.
And that soundtrack,
Iconic.
so good.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect blend of punk rock, hip-hop, and ska.
It just pumps you up and gets you in the mood to shred.
And the gameplay. I mean, it's so smooth and intuitive, even if you're terrible at skateboarding in real life.
Like me. I can barely stand on a skateboard without falling off. But in the game,
Yeah, you're a pro.
no, not a pro. But I can land a kickflip or two.
Uh-huh. But seriously, what do you think makes this game still relevant today?
It's that perfect balance of realism and arcade fun. The tricks are exaggerated, but they feel satisfying to pull off.
And the career mode? So many challenges to complete, so many skaters to unlock.
Plus, the level design is fantastic. Each level is like a giant skate park, just begging to be explored.
Okay, time to trade in the skateboard for a giant sword. Let's talk Final Fantasy IX.
Oh yeah, this one is a classic JRPG with a really unique style. It's a bit different from the other Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, it's got a more whimsical feel, like a fairy tale come to life.
And the characters, they're so memorable and well developed. Zidane, Vivi, Garnet.
I actually haven't played this one, but I've heard great things. What's the story all about?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain without giving too much away, but it involves a kidnapped princess, a band of thieves, and a mysterious black mage.
Sounds intriguing. And how does the combat system work?
It's traditional turn-based combat, but it has some unique twists, like your character's abilities are tied to the equipment they're wearing.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just about leveling up, it's about finding the right gear, too.
Exactly. It adds a whole other layer of strategy to the gameplay.
All right, enough with the swords and sorcery. Let's jump into the world of competitive shooters with Counter-Strike.
Ah, the granddaddy of tactical shooters. This game is a legend.
Terrorists versus counter-terrorists. Simple premise, but man, it's so addictive.
And it requires so much teamwork and strategy. You can't just run and gun in this game.
Yeah, you gotta communicate with your team, plan your attacks, and know the maps like the back of your hand.
And the tension. Every round is a nail-biter. You never know who's going to come out on top.
It's crazy to think that this game is still so popular today.
It's a testament to its solid gameplay. Counter-Strike is just pure, unadulterated competitive fun.
Okay, last but not least, let's unleash some chaos with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes.
This game is pure over-the-top fighting action. It's a mashup of characters from Marvel and Capcom universes.
You've got Spider-Man battling Ryu, Captain America taking on Mega Man. It's just insane.
And the combos, they're so long and complex, it's like a symphony of button mashing.
I remember spending hours in the training mode trying to master those crazy moves.
It's a game that rewards dedication. But even if you're just button mashing, it's still a blast to play.
It's just so visually spectacular. All the explosions, the special effects, it's like a comic book come to life.
And the soundtrack. It's either incredibly catchy or incredibly annoying, depending on your taste.
I think it's both, but it definitely gets stuck in your head.
Oh, absolutely. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but this is just a taste of what the year 2000 had to offer.
Yeah, there are so many other classic games from that era that are still worth playing today.
I know. It's amazing to see how these games have stood the test of time.
And we'll be back soon with even more classics.
You know, it's really amazing how these games from 2000 still feel so relevant today.
I know, right? It's not just about the nostalgia factor.
No, not at all. These games were ahead of their time in a lot of ways.
Like Deus Ex, for example.
Oh man, Deus Ex. Such a groundbreaking game.
Cyberpunk before Cyberpunk was cool, right?
Exactly. And it wasn't just the setting, the gameplay was so innovative.
It blended action, RPG elements, stealth.
Yeah.
You could really approach situations in different ways.
And your choices mattered. They really shaped the story and the ending.
That was huge back then. Games were starting to experiment with those branching narratives.
And Deus Ex did it so well, it gave you a real sense of agency.
Okay, let's switch gears to another classic, Diablo 2.
Ah, yes, the king of loot grinders.
This game was so addictive, you could just lose yourself for hours, clicking away, killing demons, collecting loot.
And there was so much depth to it. The different character classes, the skill trees, the itemization.
It was like a giant treasure hunt. You were always searching for that next piece of epic gear.
And the atmosphere. So dark and gothic, it really drew you into the world.
I remember those late nights, huddled around the computer with my friends, battling our way through the hordes of hell.
Good times. And you know what's crazy?
What?
People are still playing Diablo 2 today.
Seriously. That's wild.
Yeah.
I guess some games just have that timeless quality.
They do. Okay, ready for something completely different.
Hit me.
Let's talk Paper Mario.
Oh, I love Paper Mario. Such a charming game.
It's so unique, right? That papercraft art style is just adorable.
It's like playing a pop-up book come to life.
And the story is surprisingly funny and engaging.
Yeah, it's not just a kid's game. There's some real depth there.
And the combat system, it's turn-based, but it has this really clever timing element.
Yeah, you have to press the buttons at the right moment to maximize your attacks or block damage.
Exactly. It has a whole other level of skill to the gameplay.
All right, let's wrap up this segment with another Legend of Zelda game.
Okay, which one?
Majora's Mask.
Oh, wow. Majora's Mask. That's a deep cut.
It's a very different kind of Zelda game. It's darker, more atmospheric, and there's this constant sense of dread.
Yeah, that 3-day time loop mechanic is really unique. It creates this incredible tension and urgency.
You're always racing against the clock, trying to save Termina before the moon crashes down.
And the masks. Each mask you collect transforms you into a different creature with unique abilities.
I loved experimenting with all the different masks and seeing how they changed the gameplay.
It's a game that really encourages exploration and experimentation.
Majora's Mask is definitely one of the most memorable games I've ever played. It's just so haunting and beautiful.
I agree. It really sticks with you long after you've finished it.
All right, so we've covered some pretty big hitters here, but I feel like we've only scratched the surface of what the year 2000 had to offer.
There are so many other gems from that era waiting to be rediscovered.
I know. It's exciting to think about all the classic gaming experiences out there.
So if you're looking for something new to play, don't be afraid to dig into the past. You might just be surprised by what you find.
You might just find a new favorite game. And who knows, maybe we'll even do another deep dive into classic games sometime soon.
I'm always up for that.
Okay, we're back. Ready to unearth a few more classics from the year 2000.
Yeah, we've got some real hidden gems lined up for this segment.
I'm excited to dive in. So what's first on our list of overlooked treasures?
Let's start with a game that, honestly, might not seem like a hidden gem at first.
Okay, you've got me intrigued. What is it?
It's The Sims.
The Sims. Seriously. I mean, that game was huge. Everyone was playing it.
You're right, it was a massive hit. But I think sometimes we forget just how groundbreaking it was.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was like nothing we'd ever seen before. It was a whole new genre.
Exactly. Social simulation. It was this weird mix of playing Dollhouse and being a benevolent, or sometimes not so benevolent god.
I remember spending hours building houses, decorating, creating these elaborate backstories for my Sims.
And then watching them go about their lives, falling in love, getting jobs, starting families.
Or sometimes setting the kitchen on fire because you forgot to teach them how to cook.
Oops. Yeah, there were definitely some mishaps along the way, but that was part of the fun, right?
Totally. You were in control, but you also had to let go and see what happened. It was like a little experiment in artificial life.
And it's still going strong today. The Sims is a testament to the enduring power of that core gameplay loop. Create, control, observe.
Absolutely. Okay, what else have we got? What other hidden gems are we unearthing today?
Let's move from virtual families to futuristic espionage.
Okay, I'm liking this transition. You're talking about a spy game.
I am, and it's one that often gets overshadowed by a certain other Nintendo 64 classic.
Wait, are you talking about Perfect Dark?
Bingo.
Oh man, I loved Perfect Dark. It was like GoldenEye 007 on steroids.
It was made by the same studio, Rare, and they really took everything they learned from GoldenEye and cranked it up to 11.
More weapons, more gadgets, more levels, more multiplayer modes. It was a real feast for the senses.
And the story. It was actually pretty complex and engaging, especially for a console shooter at that time.
Yeah, you had aliens, conspiracies, and a really cool protagonist, Joanna Dark.
I also loved the combat simulator mode. It was basically a wave-based survival mode where you could fight against AI opponents.
It was great for practicing your skills and testing out different weapons and strategies. All right, I'm ready for our final hidden gem. What have we got?
Let's soar through the skies with a JRPG that's as charming as it is adventurous.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It's called Skies of Arcadia.
Skies of Arcadia. I vaguely remember that one. What was it all about?
Imagine a world of floating islands, airships, and swashbuckling sky pirates.
Okay, that sounds pretty epic.
It was. You play as Vise, a young sky pirate who gets caught up in this grand adventure to stop an evil empire from reviving an ancient weapon.
Classic JRPG storyline. I love it.
And the combat system was really fun. It was turn-based, but it had this momentum system where you could chain together attacks for massive damage.
Oh, cool. I like that. So why do you think this game flew under the radar for so many people?
It's hard to say. Maybe it was because it came out at a time when JRPGs were becoming increasingly complex and serious.
And Skies of Arcadia was more lighthearted and whimsical.
Yeah, it had this almost nostalgic, almost dreamlike quality to it. It was a game that really captured that sense of wonder and adventure.
It sounds like it's worth revisiting.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into classic video games from the year 2000.
Yeah.
Wow, what a journey.
I know, right? We've covered so much ground, from RPGs to platformers to shooters to social simulations.
We even unearthed some true hidden gems along the way.
And I think the big takeaway here is that great games really are timeless.
Totally agree. No matter how old they get, there's something about these classic games that just keeps us coming back for more.
It's the gameplay, the stories, the characters, the memories.
It's the pure, unadulterated fun of it all.
Exactly. So to everyone listening, I encourage you, don't be afraid to explore the past. There's a whole world of classic gaming experiences out there waiting to be rediscovered.
You might just find your next favorite game. And until next time, happy gaming, everyone.